Hello everyone. So in this video, we are going to see about a router console password configuration and how to perform the password encryption. So in the previous video, we have seen about the basics of packet tracer and we have seen about the types of topology using packet tracer tools. So today we are going to see about the next experiment, a router console password configuration. Okay, so the title is Router Console Password Configuration. First, I'll explain you the manual of this experiment. Then we can go for the implementation. Then we can identify that easily. So here, router console password configuration. What is the role of this router console password configuration? What is router console? So in the aim of this objective, the exercise is to demonstrate the configuration of router with the password. So console password. So what are the things we are required here? One PC device and one console cable and router, 1941 router. So the step one is we have to track the PC1 and the router. We have to select the console option here to connect the router and PC. Okay. The third step is after you clicking it, the link will be selected from the option. So in the previous video, we have used a router configuration. There we have selected gigabit Ethernet. But here we are going to set the password for the router console. So we have to select the console link here. And the next thing, again, you click the PC. We had one PC, right? So in that PC, we have to select it. The third option, terminal, will be there. In the terminal, we have to select the basic parameters. So what are the parameters here? Bits per, how many bits we have to send per second, and data bits. So these things we used to have in physical layer. So in the session 4, we have seen about the OSI layer, right? In that, the role of physical layer is bit transmission. So our data will be in physical layer in the format of bits only. So there we have seen about the functions of physical layer. It's bits transmission and bit synchronization control. So those things we will use here because now we are connecting the PC and router. So that is just the physical connection. So we have selected the parameters here. We can go for the next step. And then once you click it, then automatically the router page will be opened. The command page will be opened. First, we have to enable the router. That is the first step. Second thing, we are going to give the configurations. So as like you just imagine the real time, you have the router in your house. So if you are install it, what is the first process? We have to enable that. Then we should give the configuration for the router. So once you give the configuration, then we have to select the line for the console. So then you can set the password for your router. Okay, so that is what we are doing. If someone enter into the house and they want to use the Wi-Fi internet connection, it's asking router password, right? If you enter the password, what you set already, then they can access your internet. So that is what here. So once you enter the password, you can log in and you can exit. And you can enable the password using the password Cisco123 like this. Then you can exit. If you are exit with the password, if you are not typing it correctly, then your router will not enable. It will not reload. So that is what the aim of this experiment. Let us go for the packet tracer. So what are the needs now? So we need one PC. That is, you just imagine the router console password first for your house. Okay. We have installed the router in our house. We are going to set the password. And then we are in need of router. Where the router will be? Network devices. In that, we have selected the router. And what is the third step here? So now we have to click the connectivity. So to click the connectivity, in fourth place, we can see the connections. You click that, there you can see multiple labels, multiple connections here. So now we are in console. Okay, the password. Here you can see that for console line, we have to select RS-232. So I already said that protocols and standards are there. For each and every connection, we have some protocols. Based on the standard, we have to select this. So once you select it, it will show different types of connections. We have to select the console. Okay, what is the next step? So the step 1, we can write it here. First, we have chosen the PC and a router. And in step 2, console connection we have given. And in step 3, you select the PC. Select the PC, go to desktop. In that, we have to select the terminal. As I said, now we are in physical layer. So we have to select the properties. So you can see here, this one is the terminal page. Finally, it will ask you, would you like to enter the initial configuration? Set no. Okay, by clicking that, you can see here, the router environment is started. Okay, so we can enter. So here you can see that the router, okay, in the command window, you can see that router and the less than symbol will be there. So here we have to enable that. So now we install the router and we have connected the PC. So that router is connected with your laptop, either using connection like a LAN cable or Wi-Fi. So now we have to enable the router, new router, right? So that is enable. Okay, so that is the next step. And once you enable your router, next what we should do? We have switch on the router. We have enabled the router. Then we should give the configuration. So for that, we have to type configuration. Okay. So here, yes. See, we enable the router. Then we are going to give the configuration for the terminal. So that is the next step. So now the configuration mode is on. So after clicking the configuration mode, we have to give the console line. So that is line. Which line we have given? Console. Console, only one line we have given, that is the 0th line. Okay, enter. Okay, now it will be in the configuration mode. In the configuration, you can set password. Password as, for example, Cisco. So using that password, you can log in. Once you log in, we will do something and we will exit. So if you are login in the configuration line mode, then you can set the password for your router. So now it's in configuration mode. So initially it was router line configuration. Okay, so still now we have enabled the line configuration from this step. And for line, we have given the password Cisco and we exit from the line configuration mode. And now we are in router configuration mode. For router, we are going to give the password. Okay. So what password we can give? So here you can give enable password. So after enter into the line by using the password, then you can enable your router password. So for example, we can give Cisco 123. Okay. Okay, we have set the password. You just exit. So now the router console password is set. And here you can see that now we came to the router environment. To boot the router, we have to give copy, run, and start. Okay, we'll ask the file name. You just give the enter and the building configuration as such. So now we are going to, so we set the password, we just reboot our router, then we are going to reload the router. There it will ask whether you want to proceed with reload. Okay, you just give the enter. The reloading process will happen. Okay, press enter to get started. So we have enter. Okay, here user author access verification. So we have installed the router, we have enabled the router, we set the configuration for the router and using the line. So for that console line, we set the password Cisco. So here we just came out from the router environment in this using this terminal screen. Okay. So now again we reload the router and we are enter into the routing environment. At that time it will ask the password. Okay. So what is the first password? You have to give the password correctly within the time. Otherwise you will come out from the router environment. What is the first line password we gave? C Cisco. So it will not display. So that you have to remember the password will not display in the screen. I typed the CISCO, Cisco, but it will not open. Okay, it will not visible, but you can enter into the router. That is encryption. It will not display, but we use to that. Okay, and then a router environment. So in that router environment, you just enable the router. It will ask the password. So what's the password we have given for the router configuration? Cisco 123. So here I'm typing Cisco space 123, but it will not display it in the screen. That is what encryption. Encryption means the information will be hidden. I'm typing the enter button. Then it will show the router. So there you can connect any PC or anything else. So that is what the encryption and decryption method. Okay, encryption method. So we have set the password. Once you enter into the router environment, in the console environment, it will ask you the password. You have to type it, but it will not, the password will not visible, but you can enter into the router environment. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, if you are not typing it properly, the router environment will not come. This router configuration terms will not come. It will say that the password is incorrect. You cannot use the router environment. Okay, so this is what the router console password configuration and encryption. So thank you. If you have any doubt in this experiment, you can comment. Then I'm ready to explain you how this one will works. If you like it, if it's work, you can subscribe. Thank you so much.